So welcome everyone to our first virtual open event. So as I've said, your camera and your microphone will be switched off for the duration of the event, and this is just to prevent interruption, but you can use the chat facility to ask any questions that you might have. So applications for September are open, so if you haven't yet applied, you can still make an application to us. Once you have done that, you should receive an email just to let you know that we have received your application and that we're processing this. If you've already applied and had an interview, your next step is just to enrol. But if you've applied and haven't yet had an interview, you should be receiving a call shortly from a member of staff just to explain the next steps. But if you don't get a call, please do contact our admissions department. So the admissions email address will be on the very last slide of this presentation. So although you may have already applied for your chosen course area, I just wanted to highlight the other areas that we offer too. So nothing set in stone, and if you are thinking about other areas, you can change your mind at any point. Just let us know and we'll be able to signpost you to the correct area. So just for those of you that don't know, there's a lot of support available to you as a student at St Helens College. So all of our students aged 16 to 18 are entitled to a free breakfast in the morning, and that's only if you're on time, so you've got to be in before 9:15 and ready to start your class. You'll also get Microsoft Office 365, and that's to download on your laptop at home, so just to help you with any projects or coursework that you might get. Free bus passes or access to our free college bus, and student discounts, and then depending on your individual financial circumstances, you might also be entitled to bursaries to help with things like your uniform, trips and equipment, and free college lunches as well. So if you're worried about support at college, we do have a fabulous safeguard and wellbeing team who are always on hand to give students support across a wide range of topics. So that's everything from mental health and carer responsibilities through to students who just need to talk if they're having a bad day. So the safeguard and wellbeing team are really good, and they're always on hand to help you if you do need that extra support. We also have a dedicated learner support team who can guide you towards the best solution to meet your needs. So whether you have a physical or learning disability, the better we understand your disability or difficulty, the better we can provide for your needs and make adjustments that make learning easier for you. So just for me to finish before I pass over to Megan, just make sure you are following us on social media. So this just keeps you up to date with everything that's going on at college and gives you the latest information. If you have got any questions about your place at college, that email address on the bottom of that screen is what you will need to contact us. As I say, if you've not heard anything before the end of next week, make sure you drop admissions an email. It just could be that we have incorrect contact details for you or something like that. Right, okay, so I will pass over to Megan now, if that's okay. And I'm just going to sit in the background, just so if any questions come through, I will prompt you, Megan, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Okay, everyone, so I just thought I'd introduce myself first. My name's Megan. I am one of the tutors at St Helens College in the Animal Care Department. I am one of 5 tutors, all coming from different backgrounds. We are all industry experts. We've all worked in the animal care industry at some point. And you will get taught by pretty much all the tutors, no matter what course you teach, what course you learn on, and you'll also have a personal tutor. So as Lisa said, there is support and help out there, and your personal tutor is the person to kind of go to if you need them or any support. So I'm just going to share my screen, and then I will have I'll have some information for you for animal care. So just let me know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, fab. Okay, so I'm just going to talk through a bit about animal management, a bit about the facilities we have, the courses we offer, what you can expect and all that sort of stuff. If you've got any questions, just jump on in and I'll answer them as you go along. Okay, so first things first about animal care is we are based at the STEM Centre at St Helens. So we're not based at the main campus, we're based just down the road, just down the road from Finger Post and Pocket Nook Street, so we're just down the road. We have a indoor and outdoor animal facility, okay? We are very, very proud of it in animal care. We have over 40 different species of animals, and some of them are on the screen for you now. So they're ranging from very naughty goats. We've got 4 goats out on the farm. We've got lots of small furries, so we've got chinchillas, guinea pigs, hamsters, a little African pygmy dormouse, which is in the middle on the bottom, rabbits, loads and loads of small furries. And we've also got a farm cat as well, we're putting them in the furry category. That's Deirdre, having a sunbathe in the middle there. Well, also out on the farm, we've got chickens, turkeys, what else we've got on the farm? Coon dogs. We've got loads and loads of things out on the farm. And then inside, we've got all our exotic animals. We've got reptiles, invertebrates, amphibians, fish. We've got a really, really broad range. And whilst you're learning here at St Helens College, you'll get to work with all of them. If we can make a lesson practical, then we will do. We're really hands-on. We love working with the animals, and we really want you guys to as well. So the next couple of slides, I've got our video walkthroughs of our animal unit, just to kind of show you some of the areas you'll be working with and some of the facilities that we have. Obviously, it's the second best thing to actually physically being able to show you, but hopefully it'll give you an idea of what's happening. So on the screen now, this is the first thing that you see when you walk into the animal unit. Okay, I'm going to press play in a minute, but you will notice, I just want to draw your attention to the left-hand side there. You can see some artwork on the wall. Now, a lot of our students are involved in projects throughout the year, and this artwork is actually a student project. Okay, the students designed it and did all the artwork themselves. It is actually a map of evolution and how all the animals fit into the evolutionary tree. Okay, so I'm just going to press play and I'll talk you through kind of what you see when you walk in. So when you first walk in, notice that we've got all the fish tanks, okay, down the one side. The fish you'll work with, so fish require a lot of specialist care, so you need to do things like water changes, obviously you need to feed them, you need to check temperatures and water parameters and all that sort of stuff. So fish require quite a lot of specialist care. We're just going to pan round to another one of our student projects. This is our chameleon enclosure. We've got 3 panther chameleons in there, and that was again designed and built and kitted out by our animal management students. So now we're going on to our turtles and tortoises. So I notice all our enclosures are all specially designed for the animals that live in each one. This is one of our tortoise enclosures, with all the heating and lighting that each of the animals need. Okay. Just primarily to our redfoot. He is okay, by the way, that tortoise. He does it all the time. He can flip back over. Okay, so then on to our birds. So we've got Oscar, he's a star of the show. He's our Patagonian conure just there in the front. And then our finches and our canary aviary as well. So you're going to work with all these animals during your practical lessons. We also ask our learners to do 3 days a week in the animal unit, normally at the weekends or during the holidays. And this is so you can get a real idea of kind of what it's like to work in the animal industry, in the unit, not just in your classes. So we're going to move on now to our exotics room. So our exotics room houses all our reptiles, insects and amphibians, okay? And I'm just leaving it paused at the moment because I want to explain something. So you'll notice in the middle of your screen there's a big rope, okay? These are our latest addition. They are leafcutter ants. They're our particular favourite at the moment, and they are a bit of a showstopper. Now you'll notice that rope, when I pan round in a minute, goes all around the classroom. And the ants are free rein, and they go from the feeding station at one end of the classroom, all around the rope, down to their nesting area. Okay. One, it's really, really cool to see the ants walking around, but also they're really, really cool animals to learn about and study because of the way that they live and stuff. Okay. So it's quite a short video, but as it pans around, you'll be able to see all the other enclosures containing our frogs, snakes, and lizards. Again, all the artwork done in this classroom is all done by students last year. So I'll step pan around, so you can see the rope, and that is all the other enclosures at the back there. I'll just play that again. in case you missed it first time. So yeah, so that's our exotics room. We do have lessons in the exotics room, all practical animal care. With the exotics, you need to learn all about like the lighting, the heating, humidity, all that sort of stuff. So it's not just a case of feeding in the animals. Okay, there's a lot of in-depth stuff into animal care. Okay, so a bit about the courses. Okay, we offer 4 courses in animal care, depending on your GCSE results. Okay, if you're a young learner, so if you're between 16 and 19, the entry requirements are based on your GCSE results. If there are any adults listening today, we often take into things like life experience and that sort of stuff as well. So don't, you know, with the entry requirements, we are more flexible for adult learners. But we'll talk about those in a moment. All our courses are all 3 days a week in college, and all of them have an element of work experience. So you get the theory and the practical skills at college, and then you also go and practice those in industry in a work experience. So I'm going to go through each of the courses, just give you a brief overview, what you need to get on the course, what to expect, and how it's assessed and that sort of stuff, okay? So to start off the level 1, so the level 1 is like an entry into animal care, okay? It's an introductory course to animal care, but also an introductory course to studying and other life skills, so things like CV writing, interview skills, communication, all that sort of stuff, okay? The level 1 is very, very practical. So a lot of your lessons are practical animal care lessons, working out on the farm with Ron, who's the turkey on your screen, or that's intertwined with a few theory lessons as well. It's all assessed by theory workbooks. So say you'll learn how to health check Ron, do a health check, feed him, and then you'll write up in your workbook how you did it and how you did that safely. Okay, so there's no exams at level 1, it is all theory workbooks. Okay, it's a 1-year course, okay, and as I said, it's a real introduction to animal care. The entry requirements are 2 GCSEs at grade 2, including English, okay. And alongside the 1-year programme, you're also expected to do 5 days work experience in our animal unit. So that is at the weekends or in the holidays, coming in and working alongside our animal technicians, working in the animal unit. And it gives you a real idea of kind of what it's like to work in the animal industry. A lot of people really like working with love animals and that sort of thing, but actually working day in, day out is quite hard work. So that's why we want people to really get a good experience for it. A lot of our level 1s then progress onto our level 2 course. After the first year of level 1, they then go on to level 2, which is what we'll talk about now. So the level 2 diploma requires 4 GCSEs at grade 3 and above, including English and maths, or a level 1. Okay, so they're the entry requirements. We also ask for our level 2 applicants to have 3 days of related work experience. Okay, now with the current COVID situation and that sort of stuff, we appreciate that it could be quite difficult to achieve that. Okay, however, we would like you to try and get that experience. The reason we say that is because we really want people on animal care that have experienced the industry and know that that's what they want to do before joining our course. So please try and get some experience before you come and join us. The level 2 course is slightly different, okay? There are more theory lessons in level 2. So there's more theory lessons, but like I said, wherever we can teach practically, we will do. Some of the subjects you learn at level 2 are things like animal handling, animal feeding and accommodation, animal behaviour, and then we also do basic biology and British conservation and habitat management. Okay, those subjects work out that you have 1 lesson a week of each subject. Okay, and it is all assessed by written coursework assessments. So let's take an example. Say for biology, I'm a biology teacher. So you will do say 10 weeks of lessons, and then you'll be given a written workbook to complete and hand in by a deadline. And that is how the course is assessed. So again, no exams at level 2, but written coursework assessments. It's a 1-year programme, okay, and as I said before, it's 3 days a week in college. Now, for the level 2 learners, you need to do 150 hours work experience. Now, that can be anywhere in the animal industry. We've had people work in dog groomers, in pet shops, in kennels, catteries, rescue centres, vets. We have had some in local zoos and local farms as well. So wherever you think you might be interested in working in the future, we really encourage you to try and get your work experience there. As a level 2 learner, you will have a work experience class, and we will help you try and find a work experience and help you set it up and go and that sort of thing. But a lot of our learners, our previous learners, find their work experience is very, very vital to their learning, as well as the theory stuff. Okay. A lot of our level 2s have aims to progress on to level 3. Okay, that is what they do. They do level 2 for 1 year and then progress on to level 3 the following year. Before we go on to level 3, we just need to talk about English and maths. A lot of our level 1 and level 2 learners study English and maths alongside their animal care. It's government policy that if you are 16 to 19 and did not achieve a grade 4 GCSE English and maths, you have to study those again at college. Okay. There is only 2 lessons a week per subject, so 2 lessons of maths, 2 lessons of English, and all your lessons are based at the STEM centre, so in the same centre as your animal management lessons. Your 2 lessons a week are also built into your 3 days overall in college. There's no extra time in college, and it's all built into it. We always say though on interviews and application evenings and stuff that English and maths is mandatory. If you don't attend your English and maths lessons, then unfortunately you won't be allowed to continue to study animal care. The English and maths skills are incredibly vital to the animal care industry, so it's really important that you go. Okay, so moving on to our level 3. So our level 3 programme is equivalent to AS level if you're going to do A levels, okay? And the entry requirements are 4 GCSEs at grade 4. So that's old-fashioned grade C, including English, maths and science. We also ask any applicants to try and obtain 5 days relative work experience, okay, or as many as you can given the current circumstances. Now, the level 3 is much more technical, it's more advanced, and it is more science-based. So you learn the theory and the practical animal care. So in that photo there, you can see 2 of our level 3 students, and they're actually doing some hoof trimming on one of our goats. Okay, so they are doing practical hands-on stuff, but the level 3 is more scientific and theory. Okay, again, it's a 1-year program, and it is assessed through lots of different ways. It's assessed through practical assessments, so such as the ladies are doing there in the photo, coursework, and also some exams. There are exams for the first time this year at level 3. Okay. If anyone's got any questions about the exams, just drop it in the chat and I'll be happy to answer those. I just don't want to go too much into detail in those. Subjects that you'll learn at level 3 are things like practical animal feeding and nutrition, animal welfare, very, very important, animal behaviour, health and husbandry, biology, so we do basic biology, and obviously you need to do your 150 hours work experience as well. They are the mandatory subjects. We then also teach animal training, an introduction to vet nursing, and an introduction to small animal rehabilitation. So some really interesting subjects to get your teeth into there. Like the level 2, you need to do 150 hours work experience, and that goes alongside your course. So typically, a lot of our level 3 learners do 3 days a week in college and then 1 day a week in their work experience. Progressions from the level 3 tend to depend on how old you are and your circumstances and that sort of thing. A lot of our young learners, so when I say young learners at 16 to 19, often go on to the second year of the programme, which is called the Extended Diploma. If you're an adult, then this Level 3 Advanced Technical Diploma is often enough to get you to university. And our adult learners have gone off to do things like vet nursing, animal behaviour, animal welfare and husbandry, zoo management, and lots of others, to be honest. We have a lot of students go all over, going to places like Myerscough, Liverpool John Moores, University of Chester, Liverpool Hope. Or you can progress straight into a career in the animal industry. So anywhere such as farm work, stable work, cattery and kennels, rescue centres, RSPCA, things like that. Okay, so there's lots and lots of opportunities from the Level 3. So lastly, the Extended Diploma. This is the second year, so the top up. So the entry requirements for it are to complete the first year Level 3. This is where it gets really nitty gritty, and we do a lot of like in-depth scientific knowledge and experience in keeping very specific animals. So we do modules on fish husbandry, avian husbandry. We do things like avian biology, wildlife, ecology, that sort of thing. So it gets very in-depth and scientific, and it is basically to equip people to either go straight into the workplace or go on to university. It's a one-year course, so if you were to do a young learner, you would do the first year Level 3 and then top up to this one. So overall it would be a 2-year programme. Again, it's assessed by practical assessments, coursework and exams, okay, and then you will need to do another 150 hours work experience, okay, to make sure you've got that real industry experience for when you go out and work. Progression, a lot of our Level 3 extended diplomas go on to university. I was the personal tutor for the extended diplomas that have finished this week, and about 12 out of 20 have gone to university. So there's a real want to go to university from this course. They've gone to study, again, zoo management, animal behaviour and welfare, zoology, and we've got, I think, 5 vet nurses going to study vet nursing as well. So there's a real mix in kind of what they go on to study. But it really equips them to go and study at university, but also to go on to the workplace. So that's all our courses. So just to talk about some of the other stuff that we do in animal care, we try and arrange for lots of guest speakers to come in and also to go on various trips. Obviously, with the current times, we're going to try our best with arranging this sort of thing, but obviously we need to keep an eye on the situation of what happens. Trips that we usually go on, and we have done so in the past, are we go to the monkey forest, which is the top right-hand picture there, to learn about communication in primates and also conservation efforts. We've also been to Chester Zoo and Knowsley Safari Park. We've also been to Merseyside Dogs Home. We work quite closely with Merseyside Dogs Home, talking about how they temperament test their animals, but also we do fundraising for them as well. We also go to Sankey Valley, which is a local wildlife park. It's more of a nature park than a wildlife park, and we do a lot of habitat management there, and we also do some wildlife surveying and that sort of thing. We also have quite a few guest speakers. So the police you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, they actually bring their dogs to us for dog grooming. They bring their sniffer dogs and things to be groomed. So they come and do a talk for us on how they train the dogs, from the sniffer dogs to the cadaver dogs and that sort of thing. It's really cool. The students really enjoy that when they come in. We've also had pets therapy, so that's the bottom left, come in and talk about how they train their animals, but also the good work that they do in terms of therapy for classrooms and also hospitals and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're all the trips and the guest speakers that we do. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and come back to you for any questions at all. If you've got any questions at all, I'm happy to answer them. Just drop them in the chat.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of questions that have come through. So Alex has said he would like to work as a dog groomer. So would this course be anything suitable for him?
Yes, my question would be, how old are you, Alex? We do have dog grooming courses, but they are mainly for adult learners. And they are full cost courses, but all our courses are good entrance to kind of general animal care, general husbandry, that sort of thing. So it would be a good introduction to things like dog grooming and that sort of thing as well. So,
Okay,
yeah.
another question around uniform as well. So I think they must have noticed someone in a t-shirt or a boiler suit. So can they buy that through the college, or do they need to purchase that themselves?
Okay, so I've just realised my video is frozen. I don't know why, but as long as you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the uniform that you need is you need a boiler suit. So you probably notice some of them wearing them. So they're like a farmer's overall kind of all-in-one boiler suit. We don't sell them at college. However, you can get them online. You can get them from any DIY places, Screwfix, all that sort of thing. A lot of our learners just order them online, and they're relatively cheap to get hold of. You also need some sturdy shoes, so either a pair of walking boots or wellies, or a pair of walking shoes, or at the very least a very sturdy pair of trainers. No Converse. You don't want to get them dirty and muddy on the farm. And then obviously we are on the farm in all weathers, so lots of layers, warm clothes. If you've got a waterproof, great, because it always rains in St Helens. So yeah, bring those, because we are outside in all weathers. But don't go rushing out and buying stuff. We'll give you a list on enrolment of what you need and all that sort of stuff. So don't panic about that just yet.
Brilliant. Yeah. Anthony has asked, do you set days for when students need to come in to feed the animals? So I'm guessing he means weekends and things like that.
Yeah, we do. So again, we'll explain all that when you start. But what we do is we have a diary, and then we bring the diary. We have tutorial lessons every week, and we'll bring the diary to those lessons, and you just put your name down to book in, kind of thing, of when you come in at the weekend and the holidays and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's really organised that way.
Good. Another question that's come through, I don't know if you'll know this yet, but you might be able to give them an idea. Do you know what days of the week this year's course will be?
We always get that asked every time. Unfortunately, no, we don't. Until we know classroom sizes, and timetabling for staff and all that sort of stuff, we can't give you any dates, nor would I want to, because it more than likely will change.
Yeah, I think more near the enrolment, I think you probably receive more information around that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another question from Angel: would you be able to still get onto the level 1 course without any GCSEs?
It depends. I think we take it to kind of individual basis. We would probably have a chat with you, see kind of what your background is, where what your education is like, and that sort of thing. And yeah, then we would see on the level 1. We do also offer at college directions for a lot of learners that perhaps haven't had time in education, or they haven't got GCSEs for whatever reason. And I know the directions programme, they work on a lot of skills, but you can then also come and do work experience on animal care as part of that course. So it's kind of like a stepping stone. So yeah, that'd probably be a chat to kind of see what kind of happened and that sort of thing, and go from there, really.
Yeah,
so that
process you go through at enrolment as well. So you go through an advice and guidance process to make sure that you are on the right level of programme. One more question I've got. Do our notes have to be handwritten, or can we bring in a laptop to do them digitally?
You can do them digitally, that's not a problem at all. I appreciate a lot of people don't like handwriting. So yes, all the workbooks can be done digitally as well as handwritten. We do actually encourage our level 2 learners and our level 3 learners to word process their works and do it digitally. The level 1 is a mixture of handwritten or typed, but you can do it whichever way you want. So yeah.
Great. Olivia's asked, if I've missed an interview call, will they phone back? Olivia, if I could ask you to just email the admissions email, and we will arrange that for you. I'll put the email address in the chat now.
Olivia, also, if you've applied for animal care, if you've missed a call from us, we will be emailing you. So if we've tried to ring you and you've missed a call, that's not a problem. One of us will have emailed you. So just check your email, check your junk box, and then if you want any questions answering them, we can ring you. That's not a problem. Just email us back.
There's no more questions popped in. I'll just give everyone a couple more seconds just to ask any questions. You will all receive an email at the end of next week, so if you have got any follow-up questions, there'll be an email address that you can drop any questions in and we'll do our best to answer them. So Emily's asked, she felt her call interview didn't go so well, so she's a bit worried. Again, Emily, if you want to email admissions with what you were worried about, and we can see if there's any anything we can do to help you with anything you're worried about. Someone's put, thank you very much, it was really interesting.
Oh, thank you. It's a bit strange doing it virtually, but yeah, hopefully you've got the information you need.
Yeah. Hannah said she's not received an email or a call. I'm assuming, are you still making calls, Megan?
We are, yes, we are one of the busiest departments. We are, we have a lot of interest every year. So was it Hannah, I think, popped up? We will be getting in contact with you. If you don't hear anything back by mid next week, just email the admissions team, and we'll get to you as soon as possible.
Someone's asked if they're scared of spiders, will that affect them on the course?
Every year, most people tend to be afraid or worried about some animals, whether it be snakes or spiders. No, it won't affect you. We will encourage you to try and overcome your fear, but genuinely, if you have full-blown arachnophobia, then don't worry. As long as you can be in the same room as them in the glass tank, you'll be absolutely fine.
So there's a couple more questions popping through now.
That's fine.
So about the uniform, do we wear it when we just go to care for the animals, or do we wear it all of the time?
Oh no, we won't put you through that trauma all the time, don't worry. You only need to wear it for when you work with the animals. And the reason we do that is because quite often we get really muddy and grubby, and obviously the animals can carry bacteria and stuff as well. So you wear it when you work with animals, and then you take it off before you go for your lunch and your theory classes and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's just when you work with the animals.
Neil, is there any help for people with ADHD on the course? So yes, Neil, we do have a learner support team in place. If you can declare that at enrolment, we'll make sure we put support needs in place for you for the course.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that might be everything. We'll just give a couple more seconds and then I'll end the session there. What time do lessons start roughly?
Lessons start at 9 o'clock. Sometimes the way the timetables work, you might be lucky and your first lesson might not start till 10 till 11. But most lessons start at 9. So yeah, 4 lessons a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
Don't forget you get your free breakfast if you're in before 9:15, so it's a good incentive to get you in nice and early. Right, yeah. Thank you to everyone who's joined today. If you have got any questions, as I said, you will receive a follow-up email. So if you have got any follow-up questions, we can forward those on. Thank you, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Megan. Bye.